I want to thank everyone for taking the time to come out and stand in solidarity for this fight. This movement, the reason we are here today, was started by students who are demanding change. These students, who know unspeakable grief, summoned the courage to start this journey in memory of their classmates and to protect the lives of all. In the wake of tragedy, they are calling out for 3 primary changes. Pass a law to ban the assault weapons frequently used to carry out mass shootings. Stop the sale of high-capacity magazines, restricting the amount of ammunition. And close the loopholes in America's background checks, and implement laws that require background checks on every gun purchase, including those online or at gun shows. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have still believed in these changes. I would have agreed that they should be implemented. I would have encouraged it. Today, I will fight for them. October 1st, 2017 is the day my life changed. It's the day I survived the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The day I became a member of a club I never wanted to be a part of. 58 people were killed, over 800 were wounded. The experiences of that night are not ones I find easy to talk about. I can't seem to find words that are strong enough to convey the terror, the confusion, or the panic. I suspect that everyone who was there still have moments when they feel those feelings, see those images, smell the smells, and hear the horror. It changed each one of us, and now the struggle is to find our new normal. I'm not going to stand up here and pretend I'm a gun expert. While I don't advocate for a full gun ban, I do believe there needs to be better regulations. And while I don't know all the ins and outs of assault rifles, I can tell you what it feels like to be on the other end of one. I can tell you what it feels like to have over 1,100 rounds fired at me. I can tell you what it feels like to believe that at any moment your life will be over. I can tell you what that amount of ammo smells like, the sounds the bullets make when they hit the pavement, the tin, and people. And I can tell you what pure anguish sounds like when someone realizes their loved one is dead, shot, at a country concert. Would better regulations have stopped what happened in Vegas? I don't know for sure. But I do know that something needs to be done. Something more than thoughts and prayers. One thing I do know for certain is the shooter in Vegas couldn't have done the damage he did without the weapons he had. Doing nothing or pretending there isn't an issue is ignorant. At the same time, there is no blanket solution. A common argument is that certain legislations won't prevent all future massacres, and that's true. No single piece of legislation can stop every act of violence or evil, but it might stop one. It might save one child, one life, maybe more. If that's the case, don't we have an obligation to try? Doing many things from all angles can only help bring down these statistics, to make it harder for these horrible acts of terror to happen. It's not black and white, it's a whole load of gray in a multi-layered issue. We don't have to agree on what causes a mass shooting, we just have to agree that we want to solve the problem of mass shootings. We don't need to know how to solve the problem, we just need to put our best minds to the task of solving it. We've already learned that arguing about the problem doesn't change anything. Instead, we need a different approach, looking forward to a solution. When I came home from Vegas, my girls were full of questions, and the hardest one was why. And there is no reason why that justifies the outcome of that night, so it doesn't matter. The how is what we need to work on. How did he do it? How did he purchase 33 guns in less than a year and no flag was raised? How was he able to stockpile so much ammo? How was he able to purchase bump stocks that turn semi-automatic weapons into fully automatic ones legally? How do we make it hard for criminally minded individuals to access these weapons? How does it make sense that in the US, minors who can't purchase a beer or lottery tickets can buy a gun? How do we not be afraid, but stand up for what is right and what is good? How do we help? We live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem, until it is. I will continue to teach my children to be the good in the world. If someone needs help, help them. Be the helper. Show kindness in every way and every day. Don't let hate win. Choose love. There is still good in the world. In the wake of our tragedy, we saw humanity at its best. We witnessed horror beyond comprehension, but we also witnessed helpers. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. So to the beautiful group of students who started this movement, I encourage you to keep up the battle. Continue to be brave and fight for your lives. We can all follow in your footsteps and do good. Each one of us individually, but more importantly, everyone together. You are the future. You determine the outcome.